Good morning, friends. We in this video we are going to talk about what was the Indian economy before British came to India through East India Company. What exactly they did that led to the decline of Indian economy, and what were the features that led to the uh, that changed the Indian economy in just 200 years. Now, when the Mughal came in 1526, uh, India experienced a lot of cultural turmoil. However, the gross domestic product of India in 16th century was 25.1% of the world economy. The annual revenue of Akbar's treasury in 1600 AD was about 17.5 million British pounds. If we see the Great Britain's treasury at that time, it was much lower. In 1800 AD, it was about 16 million British pounds. Therefore, a gross domestic product of Mughal India in 1600 AD is estimated to be about 25% of the world economy, which is considered to be the second largest in the world. By the time Mughal Empire had expanded to include 90% of the South Asia, they enforced uniform customs and tax administration systems. However, in 1700 AD, when Aurangzeb, one of the strong rulers of the Mughal Empire, died, a lot of regional powers came into play, and from that onwards, it gave a thrust to Great Britain to see how exactly it can uh, conquer India. So, if we see the estimates per Professor Angus Madison, who is an emeritus professor in a university in the Netherlands and an honorary fellow of the Cambridge University, he estimates that Indian wealth related to the world GDP for the years 2000 AD was about 33,000 million US international dollars. Now, what exactly British did that changed the structure of Indian economy? Now, what they did was they changed India from being the exporter of finished goods to importer of finished goods from Britain. Now, British India East India Company political power expanded in India after Battle of Plassey. Uh, but we need to understand what are the events that happened during that period. Now, this is the graph which shows what was the Indian economy related to the UK. So, if we see in 1600s, it was about almost 80% of the UK economy or the Britain's economy. However, there was a sharp decline, and if we see in 1887, it's about 15% of the UK economy. Now, what exactly it happened? Why it had fallen to less than 18%? There's another. This is the same graph in the tabular format, which shows that the GDP of the Indian economy was about 148.7 per capita. That is a per capita GDP, and here we see that in 1600s it was about 80%, and here in 1871 it's about 14.5% of the per capita GDP of Great Britain. Now, what led to decline of such Indian economy? There was no direct confrontations with the civilians when East Indian Company came to India, because they disguised themselves as a disguised themselves as a trading company. They used very unique political and economic strategies. They didn't loot, they didn't plunder directly, they were not feudalists, they didn't have lavish lifestyle initially when they came, and they constitute less than 0.001% of the population when they ruled the entire India in 200 years. So how they did that? Now, the British India Company's political power expanded in India from 1947 onwards. Now, they used huge revenues generated by provinces when they got the Diwani of Bengal, and after that they used divide and rule policy to get rights to collect revenue from other regional provinces also. So the continuous flow of bullion used to come into India when we used to conduct foreign trade. We used to export the finished goods, and British used to pay us in the form of bullions, gold bullion and the silver bullions. However, this was leading to the huge loss of exchequer. So they used land revenues when they got the Diwani of Bengal for waging wars in India and Europe, and that led to very little development in India.